Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolom Vayed. Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom, forever and ever. Ve'havta et Adonai Elohecha bechol lavavecha uvchol nafshecha uvchol moldecha. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. V'hayu hadvarim hayala asher anoki mitzvaka hayom al lavavecha. These words which I command you today shall be upon your heart. Vishinantam lavanecha v'debarta bam b'shefka b'vtecha uvlekka v'lerech uvshakbeka uvkmecha. You shall teach them thoroughly to your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk on the road, when you lie down, and when you rise. Uvshartom leolot al-yedecha v'hayu le'totafot bin inecha. You shall bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes. Uktavtam el-muzazot b'techa uvesharecha. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishani v'tvarecha v'natan lanu et vor ha'chayim, v'yashua mishachenu, sar ha'shalom.
Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with your Torah and has given us the light of life in Jesus our Messiah, the Prince of Peace. shine for all to see. Messiah's come for you and me. Like the candles, burn them bright. Let them shine into the night. Like the candles, make it known that we are his very own. And he has come to light the way, to turn our darkness into day. And we will shine for all to see. Messiah's come for you and me.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known.
Reveal the glory of the living God.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known.
Reveal the glory of the living God.
Let the
Weight of your glory
cover us. Let the
light of your river flow.
Let the truth of your kingdom reign in us.
Let the weight of your glory, let the weight of your glory flow.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known.
Reveal the glory of your living God.
Spirit of the sovereign Lord, come and make your presence known. Reveal the glory of Let the weight of your glory cover us. Let the light of your river flow. Let the truth of your kingdom reign in us. Let the weight of your glory, let the weight of your glory come. And we do not seek your hand. We only seek your face. We want to know you. We want to see you. Reveal your glory in this place. Let the weight of your glory cover us. Let the life of your river flow. Let the truth of your kingdom reign in us. Let the weight of your glory, let the weight of your glory come. And we do not seek your hand. We only seek your face. We want to know you. We want to see
Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first of the second month, in the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take a census of all the congregation of the sons of Israel by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, every male, head by head. From 20 years old and upward, whoever is able to go out to war in Israel, you and Aaron shall number them by their armies. With you, moreover, there shall be a man of each tribe, each one head of his father's household. These then are the names of the men who shall stand with you. Of Reuben, Eliezer, the son of Shedeur. Of Simeon, Shelumiel, the son of Zershadi. Of Judah, Nashon, the son of Aminadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon. Of the sons of Joseph. Of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Amihud. Of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. Of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Amishadai. Of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Ophra. Of Gad, Elisaph, the son of Duel. Of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan. These are they who were called of the congregation, the leaders of their fathers' tribes. They were the heads of divisions of Israel. So Moses and Aaron took these men who had been designated by name, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first of the second month. Then they registered by ancestry in their families, by their father's household, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, head by head, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. So he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. Now the sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their genealogical registration by their families, by their father's household, according to the number of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go to war. Their numbered men of the tribe of Reuben were 46,500. Of the sons of Simeon, their genealogical registration by their families, by their father's household, their numbered men, according to the number of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Simeon were 59,300. Of the sons of Gad, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Gad were 45,650. Of the sons of Judah, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Judah were 74,600. Of the sons of Issachar, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Issachar were 54,400. Of the sons of Zebulun, their genealogical registrations by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Zebulun were 57,400. Of the sons of Joseph, namely of the sons of Ephraim, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Ephraim were 40,500. Of the sons of Manasseh, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Manasseh were 32,200. Of the sons of Benjamin, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe tribe of Benjamin were 35,400. Of the sons of Dan, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Dan were 62,700. Of the sons of Asher, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Asher were 41,500. Of the sons of Naphtali, their genealogical registration by their families, by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war, their numbered men of the tribe of Naphtali were 53,400. These were the ones who were numbered, whom Moses and Aaron numbered with the leaders of Israel, 12 men, each of whom was of his father's household. So all the numbered men of the sons of Israel by their fathers' households, from 20 years old and upward, whoever was able to go out to war in Israel, even all the numbered men, were 603,550. The Levites, however, were not numbered among them by their father's tribe, for the Lord had spoken to Moses, saying, Only the tribe of Levi you shall not number, nor shall you take their census among the sons of Israel, but you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, and over all its furnishings, and over all that belongs to it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings, and they shall take care of it. They shall also camp around the tabernacle. So when the tabernacle is to set out, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle encamps, the Levites shall set it up. But the layman who comes near shall be put to death. And the sons of Israel shall camp, each man by his own camp, and each man by his own standard, according to their armies. But the Levites shall camp around the tabernacle of the testimony, that there may be no wrath on the congregation of the sons of Israel. So the Levites shall keep charge of the tabernacle of the testimony. Thus the sons of Israel did according to all that the Lord had commanded Moses, so they did. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, The sons of Israel shall camp, each by his own standard, with the banners of their fathers' households. They shall camp around the tent of meeting at a distance. Now those who camp on the east side toward the sunrise shall be of the standard of the camp of Judah by their armies, and the leader of the sons of Judah, Nahshon the son of Aminadab, and his army, even their numbered men, 74,600. And those who camp next to him shall be of the tribe of Issachar, and the leader of the sons of Issachar, Nathaniel the son of Zuar, and his army, even their numbered men, 54,400. Then comes the tribe of Zebulun, and the leader of the sons of Zebulun, Eliab the son of Helon, and his army, even his numbered men, 57,400. The total of the numbered men of the camp of Judah, 186,400 by their armies. They shall set out first. On the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben by their armies, and the leader of the sons of Reuben, Eleazar the son of Shedeur, and his army, even their numbered men, 36,500. And those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the leader of the sons of Simeon, Shelumiel the son of Zerishashadai, and his army, even their numbered men, 59,300. Then comes the tribe of Gad, and the leader of the sons of Gad, Eliasaph the son of Juah, and his army, even their numbered men, 45,650. The total of the numbered men of the camp of Reuben, 151,450 by their armies, and they shall set out second. Then the tent of meeting shall set out with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp, just as they camp. So they shall set out every man in his place by their standards. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim by their armies, and the leader of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama the son of Amihud, and his army, even their numbered men, 40,500. And next to him shall be the tribe of Manasseh, And the leader of the sons of Manasseh, Gamaliel the son of Pedahazur. And his army, even their numbered men, 32,300. Then comes the tribe of Benjamin, and the leader of the sons of Benjamin, Abidan the son of Gideoni. And his army, even their numbered men, 35,400. The total of the numbered men of the camp of Ephraim, 108,100 by their armies, and they shall set out third. On the north side shall be the standard of the camp of Dan by their armies, and the leader of the sons of Dan, Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai, and his army, even their numbered men, 62,700. And those who kept next to him shall be of the tribe of Asher, and the leader of the sons of Asher, Pagiel the son of Okran, and his army, even their numbered men, 41,500. Then comes the tribe of Naphtali, and the leader of the sons of Naphtali, Ahira the son of Enan, and his army, even their numbered men, 53,400. The total of the numbered men of the camp of Dan was 157,600. They shall set out last by their standards. These are the numbered men of the sons of Israel by their fathers' household. The total of the numbered men of the camps by their armies, 603,500. 50. The Levites, however, were not numbered among the sons of Israel, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Thus the sons of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so that they camped by their standards, and so they set out, every one by his family, according to his father's household. Now these are the records of the generations of Aaron and Moses at the time when the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These then are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priests whom he ordained to serve as priests. But Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests in the lifetime of their father Aaron. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and set them before Aaron the priest, so that they may serve him. And they shall perform the duties for him and for the whole congregation before the tent of meeting, to do the service of the tabernacle. They shall also keep all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, along with the duties of the sons of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. You shall thus give the Levites to Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given to him from among the sons of Israel. So you shall appoint Aaron and his sons, so that they may keep their priesthood, but the layman who comes near shall be put to death. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Now behold, I have taken the Levites from among the sons of Israel, instead of every firstborn, the first issue of the womb among the sons of Israel, so the Levites shall be mine. For all the firstborn are mine. On the day that I struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified to myself all the firstborn in Israel, from man to beast. They shall be mine. I am the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the sons of Levi by their fathers' households, by their families. Every male from a month old and upward you shall number. So Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, just as he had been commanded. These then are the sons of Levi by their names, Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families, Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their families, Amram and Ishhar, Hebron and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their families, Mali and Mushi. These are the families of the Levites according to their fathers' household. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites and the family of the Shimonites. These were the families of the Gershonites. Their numbered men, in the numbering of every male from a month old and upward, even their numbered men, were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites were to camp behind the tabernacle westward, and the leader of the father's household of the Gershonites was Eleazar the son of Lael. Now the duties of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting involved the tabernacle and the tent, its covering, and the screen for the doorway of the tent of meeting, and the hangings of the court, and the screen for the doorway of the court, which is around the tabernacle, and the altar, and its cords, according to all the service concerning them. And of Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Isharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites. In the numbering of every male from a month old and upward, there were 8,600 performing the duties of the sanctuary. The families of the sons of Kohath were to camp on the southward side of the tabernacle. And the leader of the fathers' households of the Kohathite families was Elisaphan, the son of Uzziel. Now their duties involved the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, and the utensils of the sanctuary with which they minister, and the screen, and all the service concerning them. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, was the chief of the leaders of Levi, and he had the oversight of those who performed the duties of the sanctuary. Of Merari was the family of the Mahalites, and the family of the Mushites. These were the families of Merari. There numbered men in the numbering of every male from a month old and upward were 6,200. And the leader of the fathers' households of the families of Merari was Zuriel, the son of Abihail. They were to camp on the northward side of the tabernacle. Now the appointed duties of the sons of Merari involved the frames of the tabernacle, its bars, its pillars, its sockets, all its equipment, and the service concerning them. And the pillars around the court with their sockets and their pegs and their cords. Now those who were to camp before the tabernacle eastward, before the tent of meeting toward the sunrise, are Moses and Aaron and his sons, performing the duties of the sanctuary for the obligation of the sons of Israel. But the layman coming near was to be put to death. All the numbered men of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the command of the Lord by their families, every male from a month old and upward, were 22,000. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Number every firstborn male of the sons of Israel from a month old and upward, and make a list of their names. And you shall take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn. And you shall take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the sons of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites, instead of all the firstborn among the cattle of the sons of Israel." So Moses numbered all the firstborn among the sons of Israel, just as the Lord had commanded him. And all the firstborn males by the number of names from a month old and upward, for their numbered men were 22,273. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the sons of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites, and the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. And for the ransom of the 273 of the firstborn of the sons of Israel who are in excess above beyond the Levites, you shall take 5 shekels apiece per head. You shall take them in turn to the shekel of the sanctuary. The shekel is 20 gerahs. And give the money, the ransom of those who are in excess among them, to Aaron and his sons." So Moses took the ransom money from those who were in excess, beyond those ransomed by the Levites. From the firstborn of the sons of Israel, he took the money in turn to the shekel of the sanctuary, 1,365. Then Moses gave the ransom money to Aaron and to his sons, at the command of the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, "Take a census of the descendants of Kohath from among the sons of Levi by their families, by their fathers' households, from 30 years and upward, even to 50 years old, all who enter the service to do the work in the tent of meeting. This is the work of the descendants of Kohath in the tent of meeting, concerning the most holy things. When the camp sets out, Aaron and his sons shall go in, and they shall take down the veil of the screen and cover the ark of the testimony with it. And they shall lay a covering of porpoise skin on it, and shall spread over it a cloth of pure blue, and shall insert its holes. Over the table of the bread of the presence, they shall also spread a cloth of blue, and put it on the dishes, and on the pans, and the sacrificial bowls, and the jars of the libation, and the continual bread shall be on it. And they shall spread over them a cloth of scarlet material, and cover the same with a covering of porpoise skin, and they shall insert its poles. Then they shall take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand for the light, along with its lamps and its snuffers, and its trays and all its oil vessels by which they serve it. And they shall put it all its utensils in covering of porpoise skins, and they shall put it on the carrying bars. And over the golden altar they shall spread a blue cloth and cover it with a covering of porpoise skin, and shall insert its poles. And they shall take all the utensils of service with which they serve in the sanctuary, and put them in a blue cloth, and cover them with a covering of porpoise skin, and put them on the carrying bars. Then they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth over it. They shall also put on all its utensils by which they serve in connection with it, the fire pans, the forks and shovels, and the basins, all the utensils of the altar, and they shall spread a cover of porpoise skin over it, and insert its poles. And when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy objects and all the furnishings of the sanctuary, when the camp is to set out, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to carry them, so that they may not touch the holy objects and die. These are the things in the tent of meeting which the sons of Kohath are to carry. And the responsibility of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest is the oil for the light, and the fragrant incense, and the continual grain offering, and the anointing oil, the responsibility of all the tabernacle, and of all that is in it, with the sanctuary and its furnishings. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, Do not let the tribe of the families of the Kohathites be cut off from among the Levites, but do this to them that they may live, and not die when they approach the most holy objects. Aaron and his sons shall go in and assign each of them to his work and to his load. But they shall not go in to see the holy objects even for a moment, lest they die.
What apostolic writings, Brit Hadassa, New Covenant, New Testament, however you want to explain it, what you want to name it. I like apostolic writings because it's not a new covenant in the sense that we have thought of it. Even this morning on Facebook, I was involved in a bit of a discussion, and I have no idea where it's ended up because I came here. And I'll look at it later today and find out exactly where it ended up. But a minister friend, someone that I don't know personally, but I've been looking at his ministry, and there's been, I've become friends with many people that I've never met personally, but I see the Spirit of God on them. And I see the Spirit of God in things they write, and I see the Spirit of God in things they teach. But just because we have an understanding in one area doesn't necessarily mean we understand it all. Okay? I know God has shown me many, many, many things in the last few years that are very different than what I understood in the years before. But I can tell you in the years before, the Holy Spirit was still upon me and in me. And I know that He worked through me in powerful, powerful ways, even then when I didn't understand these concepts. So I don't always look just to do I agree with everything this guy's saying. I don't. I look for the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, gentleness, meekness, self-control. Those things in Galatians chapter 5, if you need to look it up, 5:22, I think it is, where it says, these are the fruit of the Spirit. And Jesus said, Yeshua said, you will know my disciples by what? Their love, which is the primary of the fruit of the Spirit. So I look for the fruit of the Spirit, not the ideological, theological fruits. I don't look. I mean, I look there, but I got to tell you, I look more for the fruit of the Spirit first. If I don't see the fruit of the Spirit, I don't want to know theology. That's me. That's where God's taken me, okay? But this man posted something about being so grateful and understanding covenant, and that the old covenant, that there are covenants that are done away with, and it's done, and we've got the new covenant now, and I'm like, you don't understand covenant, do you? A covenant is not a contract for a specified length of time. Unless in that covenant, in that place, it is made for a specific season or a specific length of time, and it's spelled out in covenant. Contracts, we think in terms of the Greek concept of a contract. I make an agreement with my employer. My contract with my employer is I will be at work, I will do the work they've asked me to do, and they will give me a paycheck. There may come a day when God says, okay, I'm going to move you from this job to this job. And I go in and I cancel the contract by quitting the job, resigning, whatever. And I go and I look for, or I move to the new place. Or maybe I even make the new contract before I cancel the old contract. We have a contract with the cable company. It was for a specific length of time, wasn't it? We tried to get out of it early and it was going to be expensive. It was like, nope, not doing that one. We can wait it out a little bit more. Because there are some things we need to change in that contract. But that contract was for a specific time frame. A covenant is not a contract. It's not. A covenant, if we understand the Hebraic culture, and we understand the concept and the difference between contract and covenant is permanent. It's supposed to be permanent. God didn't make a contract with Israel. God made a covenant with Israel. God didn't make a contract with Noah that said, I'm putting the rainbow in the sky as a sign of my contract with you, that unless man gets really, really, really bad again, I'll never flood the earth again. That's not what he said, is it? He said, I put a covenant. I make a covenant with you, that I will never destroy the earth in this manner again. And as a sign of my covenant, I put a rainbow in the sky. Do we look at that covenant and go, yay, God's not going to flood the earth all the way again? And there every time floods happen, right? And we hear the stories about it. And I've never been in a big flood. I've seen some floodwaters. I've seen some flood. I lived in Arizona in the Phoenix area, and there are times in the monsoon season in August when the rains come in the mountains, and you can be at a total dry area, and it looks so dry. But watch out, if you don't see trees, you don't see brush, if you see a nice swash of dry land, it's nothing but little rocks. Do not camp there. That sand may feel soft, but do not put your tent there. Don't go to sleep there. Because if the floods come in the mountains, and that water comes down, you will be washed away. And that has happened to people camping in the desert. Because they don't know. But God made a covenant with man that he would not destroy the whole earth again by flood. And we look at that concept and we look at the rainbow and we love God's permanent contract with man, do we not? So what makes it so different when we look at the Abrahamic covenant? Is it not a covenant? The Lord said, as long as I live, I have made a covenant with you. Does God ever die? And then God made another covenant through Moses with the people of Israel that came out of Egypt, the land. He made a covenant. It's a permanent deal. It is not ever done away with. But we look at all of this stuff and we think New Testament, Old Testament, the new replaces the old. What gives us that understanding? Are we as Gentiles, and I say we as Gentiles because yes, I am Gentile, okay? I've had someone even again this week come up and say, so-and-so told me you were Jewish. And I went, no, I'm Gentile. But I've fallen in love with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I have chosen to align myself with him. Like Ruth did. Was she not a Gentile? Not only was she Gentile, but she was a Moabite. A permanent enemy of the people of God. And she said, I'm renouncing my father's household, so I may join to your household. Household of God. If my father's household worshipped idols, I would renounce it, but it didn't. My father's household worships God. And I love that. I don't have to renounce that. But I recognize that there is a place for the people of Israel and for the Gentile who comes and joins, right? There's a place for that. Do I understand it yet? No. But as I responded to this gentleman online, I said, I want you to really think in terms of covenant is permanent. Like marriage, till death do you part. That's what it's supposed to be. Do we treat marriage that way in our culture today? No, we treat it like a contract. And we think we can break it. God doesn't break covenant. We have examples of it throughout Scripture. What I want to talk about right now, though, is in the book of Numbers, where they're standing at the foot of the mountain. God has given the covenant to his people. And then what does he do next? He organizes them. He says, okay, you are all in covenant with me. All of you. The people of Israel are in covenant with God. And he says, now we're going to take and we're going to organize you. There are sons of Reuben. There are sons of Simeon. Sons of Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, which are Ephraim and Manasseh. Sons of Benjamin, sons of Dan, Asher, Gad, Naphtali. You see the banners around the room for each each of the tribes. We have Joseph still combined as one in our banner system. That's okay. We know the house of Joseph divided. Why did Joseph divide? Because guess who's not counted in the count? Guess who's up there all by themselves? When I went to a Messianic conference a couple years ago, when I was first understanding this stuff, and I was discussing with someone that I was asked, are you from a Jewish background? No, I'm not. I'm a Gentile. I've just fallen in love with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, what tribe are you aligned with? I'm a Gentile. No. What tribe are you aligned with? What are you talking about? When a Gentile comes into the tribes, when a Gentile converts, they align themselves to a tribe. What tribe are you part of? Well, I don't think we have to convert anymore. No, that's not what I'm asking you. Okay. What's God's call on your life? Because that's the tribe you're supposed to camp with. What? What's God's call on your life? That's the tribe you camp with. You know, I got to tell you, I do not understand why anybody would not want to be a Levite. Why? Because the Levite gets to go in the temple. I think that has something to do with the call on my life and what tribe I need to associate with. Because, there are people of different calls. The calling on their life may be different. They may be a warrior. They may need to be aligned with one of the first tribes to go out. They may be a praiser. And see, this is something I'm just beginning to understand. I've always said, well, I must be Judah because I'm a worshiper, right? Guess what? Judah's not the worshiper. That's Levi. Judah's the praise. Does praise go into worship? Yes. Absolutely. There's a blending. There's a mixing. They work together. Which tribe does it say goes out first in the order? Do you remember that? When he orders them and he aligns them up and he says, this is the order you're going to march, this is the order you're going to camp in. Then he says, this is the order you're going to march in. Who leads the way? Judah. Praise always, always, always leads the way. Where does it lead the way to? Where were they marching to? The promised land. They were leaving the world, leaving Egypt, marching to the promised land. Is the promised land a pie in the sky concept? No. The promised land is kingdom of God on earth. Do we all live in that kingdom? Not right now. I have a few other questions to ask my friend online about New Covenant. But I don't think he's ready to hear them yet. So right now I've planted a couple of seeds. Because he asked, what does it mean then when Jesus said, it is finished? I said it means the price, the cost of our violating the covenant with God has been taken care of. There's a price to breaking covenant. There's a cost to breaking rank in an army, isn't there? What happens when someone breaks rank and leaves? They get court-martialed, right? There's a price to breaking rank. There's a price to breaking covenant. There's a price to not doing what your call is. There's a price to not following God. What happens if you broke rank and then you want to come back? You have to face the judgment, do you not? There's a court-martial involved, even if you come back. You know what Jesus did for us? He said, okay, I'm taking the price. I'm going to take the punishment for that court-martial. If you think military-wise. He says, I'm going to do that for them. I want that one back in order. Put that one back in the camp. I began this week reading, and it was, the Lord kind of just impressed upon me once more, are you aligned where you belong? you're supposed to be? Are you signed up where you're supposed to be? Are you enlisted in my army? Because is it not the first ones that count are the army? It's the army. Those who are able to go to war. Why? Because going into the promised land is going to be war. It's going to be war. The promised land isn't easy. Not to get there. It's war. It's a battlefield. When I was a teenager at camp, I had a friend, and he's since gone on with the Lord, but he wrote a song, or he sang a song. I don't know if he wrote it. I'll have to find it one of these days. But the chorus of the song was, "It's a battlefield, brother, not a recreation room. It's a fight, not a game. Run if you want to, run if you will, but I've come here to stay. Run if you want to, run if you will, but I've come here to stay. When I fall down, I'm going to try to get up, because I didn't start out to play. It's a battlefield, brother, not a recreation room. It's a fight and not a game. Run if you want to, run if you will, but I've come here to stay." I don't want to break rank. He's got them ordered. He's got them ordered to camp. He's got them ordered to march. He's got them ready to go to the promised land. I don't know why anyone would not want to align with Judah or Levi. That's where I want to be. Judah's right in the front. Immediately behind Judah is a part of the tribe. The marching, the complete marching order will come a little bit later, where he divides up, actually, the Levites. And Aaron from Aaron, those who carry the different parts of the tabernacle, go between the tribes. Which is kind of an interesting thought, isn't it? But these guys set out, then these guys set out. And there's an order of the marching. In the camping, Levi is immediately all the way around the tabernacle. Right in front of the door is Judah. Just past the Levites, just past the Aaronic lineage. I don't know what tribe you're part of. I don't know what the calling of your life is. I don't know if you're a judge. I don't know if you're a hunter who goes out and brings in the prey and divides the spoils. I don't know what you're part of. What I know is this: the New Testament says something really interesting. It says you are a royal priesthood, chosen generation. So I think, in a sense, we were all supposed to be priests, were we not? All of Israel was supposed to be priests before God. All of Israel. Every firstborn was supposed to be a priest. But when they worshipped at the foot of the mountain, and they said, "We don't understand what that God up there on the mountain looks like, so make us God. Make us a picture of God, Aaron." And Aaron brought out a calf, and they danced before that, and they gave up the right of every firstborn child, every firstborn son, to be a direct priest. That's what is taught in rabbinical understanding. That's why when it says here, every firstborn technically belongs to me, but I'm going to take in place of those firstborn from the sons of Levi. And for those who were counted, we read that at the part, where there were more firstborn than there were Levites, there was a price to be paid. There was a ransom to be paid. A ransom. You ransom the firstborn, because the firstborn belongs to God unless you ransom them. Yeshua is the firstborn of the resurrection. He belongs to God. But if we belong to Him, then we now are also in that line, are we not? That's not where I thought I was going. You know, I want to follow as best my understanding. I want to know what God wants to do. I want to be one who is doing and obeying my God. I don't want to get lost in details that I don't understand. So I'm not going to get lost in understanding something that I haven't grasped completely. I may present an idea I don't understand fully yet. But that's for you to follow and to look, to study, to decide. What handles are falling apart. first question we have to ask ourselves are we aligned where we belong? And I know where I'm at, and that's why I'm here. Do we know other people that haven't figured out where they belong yet? We probably do. And we probably have to start saying, hey, are you really where you belong? Are you where you belong? Are you where you belong? My employer, my office manager, spoke to me this last week on the phone and said, I was talking to somebody, I was telling them about your Sabbath streams because they really need to be part of your group. But then they said they watched this guy online and this guy online and that guy online. I said, yeah, probably some of the same ministers that I look at and study from. I don't know, she didn't name them. Oh, he can't go to this late. He was telling me all these reasons why he can't align with this group or that group. But he wants the festivals and he does this and Sabbath and he belongs with you guys. And I tried to tell him to come. I said, Lord, please let someone else who belong here. How are they going to come? When we invite them. When we go out and we say, hey, what camp are you really of? You know, I found a place where they're studying the Word. I found a place where the Spirit of God falls. I found a place. Were these guys all ordered that way before they started counting them and aligning them all up? No, they were probably a totally mixed mash. Totally mixed mash. All mixed together. Now, here's the interesting thing. Among all of these people, there were people who had come from Egypt who were not of the lineage. Where did they camp? With whichever tribe they decided to align themselves with. But once they camped there, they were part of that tribe. And their children after them were part of that tribe. Where you camped? Who are you aligned with? Who are you going to march with? What is your job? What is your role? Find the banner. Align with it. Look for those who belong. Invite them to join the banner. I don't know. But let's not be so caught up in some of the details that we don't see the fruit in others who are aligned differently still. We cannot be ones who say, if you're not a part of Judah, then you're not a part of Israel. If you don't worship on Saturday, on Sabbath, the true Sabbath, then you're obviously not a child of God. We cannot say that. We don't know their heart. I know when I worshiped on Sunday, and when I do worship on Sunday, when I join with others who worship, God doesn't hate me for that. Worship me every day, he says. Worship me every day. He's bringing us along in understanding. Let's not alienate those he hasn't brought there yet. Let's love them. It was not okay for the sons of Aaron to be rude to the sons of Simeon. It's not okay. It's still not okay. They'll know we are Christians by our love. They'll know we follow Jesus, follow Yeshua by our love. Sometimes that takes a real surrender. And that's why I come back to the words of the music that he brought me through today. Because sometimes I don't want to surrender. Sometimes I want to march where I want to march. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. But when we surrender humbly to him, it becomes contagious. Will everybody understand it? No. Do they have to? I think we'll all get it eventually. When we see Yeshua, between now and then, we ask for the Spirit. We ask for Mashiach to come. We ask for a continual cleansing. And we ask if you will encourage us where we are connected and what our role is. And personally, I'm asking for God to begin adding. To begin adding. To begin filling more. To bring those who belong camped with us. Marching with us. Father God, I ask that you would, Father, the trumpet call's gone out. The number is there. I mean, people align, and I know that there are people that are supposed to be here that are not. I also know that there are people who have come for a season that are not supposed to be here, and they have moved on to where they are supposed to be. And Father, that's okay. We are each to build our own section of the camp. We're each to strengthen in our own section of the camp. But Father, that we would not despise others within the camp. Father, we all have our tasks. We all have our role. We all have our place. Help us to declare what we're doing, to share, to invite. Because God, right now, our section of the army is pretty small. And we need reinforcements. You know that. As you send out your call,